Welcome to another Front-End Engineering Explained. In this one, we're going to look at CSS Grid. A question that often comes up is, when do I use flexbox and when do I use grid? There are various ways you can answer this question. One typical answer to this is flex is largely content driven and grid is largely layout driven. That might not be super clear. So what is said often in a different way is that flex can only work in one dimension. So it works rows or columns, right? So they might wrap, but it's only in one dimension. Also, the way the browser paints is it paints each row individually. So whether it's columns or rows, whereas grid, you can work in two dimensions. And I think the best way that I have found to explain this is by showing what can be done with grid with something that could be a pretty complex layout. And what I'm referring to is this, which is called Composition A, and it is by the artist Piet Mondrian. And this is a clear example of something that you just could not do with Flexbox. If you really hacked it, maybe you can, but there's no reason why you would do that. And the reason for this is we can clearly see the two dimensions playing out here. We have some things that spans multiple rows, some things that span multiple columns, some things that span multiple rows and columns. And so this is a classic example of where you would use grid. So let's do it. Let's build this using CSS Grid. And I'm going to do it two ways. And I'll split this video up in two chapters so it's easy to jump from the one to the other. So first, we're going to build it using grid template rows and grid template columns. And then for each of our blocks, we're essentially going to specify our rows and columns using indexes. And then we're going to look at how can we do that using grid template areas, which we're almost going to use a kind of sort of form of ASCII art almost to draw this, and then use grid area to map these ASCII art pieces to actual columns in our HTML. We'll do it practically and it'll hopefully make a lot more sense then. One thing to notice here is I've split this up into a grid, and of course not everything lines up exactly, and that's okay. We're going to be okay with that. We're going to be pretty darn close. The other thing to notice is if you use JavaScript or other programming language, you might be used to array indexes starting from 0 and then going up. Here, we're starting from 1 and then going up. So we have 1 to 17 and 1 to 17, even though we have a 16 by 16 grid. So we're going to need all these numbers as we start putting our composition together. So what I've done so far is I've set up some stuff for us, so the video is not too long. I think it's still going to be relatively long. So here's the first one, which is just importing our CSS. And then here's our blocks. Why are they links? You will see. And for each one, we've given all of them the block class because there is something that all of them will inherit. And then we've broken the rest up into block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to block 28. And I've also created some classes: color neutral dark, mid, red, neutral light, yellow, purple. So, representing all the colors that we will need. So if we just look through this really quickly, the way I basically did this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I split this one into 2, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. No reason to split this. There's no technical reason to do that. I just wanted to do it for aesthetic purposes. as you will see later on. So that is basically how our blocks map to our HTML blocks over here. And then we're first going to do this one, main.css. I've set up some custom properties for us. I've opted into border box, set some background colors. Here's our grid that we will use. Here is the block, which all blocks will inherit. We're going to expand on this a little bit later. And then here is those utility classes for the different colors. Okay, so first things first, we need to jump in here. We already set this to display grid. So what we want to do first is grid template columns. And as I mentioned, we have a 16 by 16. So we're just going to say repeat 16 1FR. So repeat 16 columns, and each one is one fraction. And then we're going to repeat that for rows. So now we have a grid of 16 by 16. So we're in business. Now we need to start actually creating it, because if we now go and we open this in the browser, you'll see what we have here. We have all our blocks with all our different colors, but they're just all stacked. And this is because Grid is basically deciding how to lay these things out for us, because we haven't told it yet. We've just said that we have 16 by 16, each one's a fraction, and it's basically done what it thinks we want. Now we're going to say, actually, this is what we want. So let's start. So if we go back to our composition, this is block 1. And so block 1, our template column, so our grid column is from 1 to 2, right? So we're going to go down here. Actually, let's do it up here. So it's block 0-001, block dash 001. And so our grid column is going to be 1 to 2. And then our grid row is going to be 1 to 5. So we can do that. We can say 1 to 5. Or alternatively, we can say 1 span 4. So we're saying start at 1 and span 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I think that makes it a little bit more, that's a little bit more intuitive. So I'm going to stick with that one. So that's block 1. So if we jump back here, we can see what's happened here. Now already you can see how we're playing with 2 dimensions now. We're actually spanning across things. Okay, so let's duplicate this guy and then block 2. So block 2, if we go back here, is this one. So it obviously starts at 2, and now we're spanning, again, we're spanning columns, right? So our columns goes from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 to 7, 2 to 7. Or again, start at 2 and span 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Span 5. And then this one is from 1 to 2. So if we go back, we can see that one spanning. So now we can see it's starting to look interesting. So 1, 2, 3. Next is our red one, which is actually over here. And so this one starts at 2 and it goes up to 4. Or starts at 2 and then span 2. So let's go in here. Let's duplicate. So this guy starts here and it spans 2. And then also for rows, it starts at 2, but it spans 1, 2, 3. So it starts at 2 and it spans 3. Let's see where we're at. Okay, things are gonna look a little messed up at times, but I also should fix that so we can start seeing here. Look at that, that's starting to look interesting. Okay, I'm not gonna switch back and forth for each column and row that we do. We'll check in every now and again to make sure that nothing has gone awry. Okay, so if we look at number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's this guy. It starts at 4 and it spans 3. So it starts at 4. Spans 3, And also with our rows, it starts at 2 and it spans 3. So 4 span 3, 4 span 3, 2 span 3. So we're in business there. Now we're on to number 5. And so number 5 starts at 7, spans 1, 2, 3, 4. Starts at 7, spans 4. This one starts at 1 and spans 2. Span 2. So that is 5. Let's just do a little check here. Yep. Yep, I think we're doing good. 1, 2. 1, 2 here, so our yellow. So, okay, that is number 6. So it starts at 3. I'm going to start it over here at 3. And we're going to span, oh, well, it started 7 and go through. So it's the same 7 span 4. And then here, we're going to do 1, 2, 3 span 2. 3 span 2. Let's check. Yeah, that's looking good, right? So you can start seeing it's starting to take shape. Starting to take shape here. Okay, right, so where were we? We were at yellow, so now we're going on to the next one, which starts at 11, spans 1, 2, 3, 4, again spans 4. Starts at 11, spans 4. And then going down is exactly the same as the one before it, so starts at 1, spans 2. So basically this starts at 1, spans 2, and then this one is exactly the same as this one. So we'll copy that, but it of course starts at 11. Oops, 11. And then here it starts at 3 and spans 2. And then we have one more left, which is block 9. And so block 9 starts at 15 and spans 2. 15, span 2. And starts at 1 and spans 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, span 4. Okay. Okay, so we can see if we look at this, we have our first big row done. So let's jump on to the next one. Okay, get back to my code editor. Let's just duplicate this one, make it 10. All right, so starts at 5. Spans to 11, so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one spans 6. Starts at 5, spans 6. 1 to 2 for our row. Did I make the class? Block 10, is that correct? Make sure. Yes, block 10. Ah, yes, okay. So we will see that one in a second. Where are we? Block 10. Start at 5, span 6. Confirm that. Start at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rows, not columns. Our columns is 1 to 2. Have that the wrong way around. Okay, so now it's over here on the side. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay. 11 is our purple. 5, 1, 5, and it spans 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it starts at 2 and it spans 5. Starts at 2 and it spans 5. Our row starts at 5 and it spans 3. Starts at 5, spans 3. just want to check in here because let's see. Yes. Okay. Next one. So this one starts at 7, spans 1, 2, 3, 4. Starts at 7, spans 4. 7 span 4. Our row starts at 5, spans 1, 2, 3. 5 span 3. Block 12. Neutral dark. Aha, I made this one dark, but here it's yellow. Ah, maybe I did this. Yes, of course. So I got these wrong. Okay, let's fix this up. So actually you want to start at 2 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 and 5. 2 span. Actually, let me do this. So I don't have to do this one again. 2 span 5 and 8 span 3. 8 span 3. Let's see where we're at now. Okay, so now we have these two and we have our yellow over there. So we have this one, those two, and our yellow. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so now we're at this guy, which is going to be 14. And our columns start at 7, spans 1, 2, 3, 4. Starts at 7, spans 4. 8 spans 3. 8 spans 3. Nice. Okay, next one. 15. Okay, so 11 span 4. And 5 span 3. Okay. And then the next one is 11 span 4 again. And then 8 span 3. 8 span 3. Okay, so now we've got all of these going. So now we're way over here on this guy, 15. So 15 span, it goes to 16. So 17 starts at 15 and it goes to 16, I would say. 15, 16, yep. But then it starts at 5 and it spans 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So it starts at 5 and it spans 8. And then we have one more here. Goes from 16 to 17. 17, and it also spans from 5 to 8. Let's see. Okay, we've got our long ones here at the end. All right. Let's quickly check this again. Yeah, I think we're looking good. So we're off to this little guy over here. 19. Right, starts at 1, span 3. Probably getting the hang of it by now. And then starts at 11, 1, 2, 3, span 4. 11, span 4. Oops. Then we have 11, span 3. No, not 11, sorry. 4, span 3. And then 11, span 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 11, span 5. Next one starts at 7, spans 4. Starts at 7, span 4. Starts at 11, span 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it wins. 1, 2, 3. 11, span 3. 11 span 3, yes. And then, whoop, starts at 11 span 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 span 4. Oh. We're at purple now. 22 is purple. Yes. So purple starts at 7 span 4. 7 span 4. And then 14 span 2. Span 2. Let's just double check the previous one now. 7 span 4. Yes. 11 span 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. So now we're over here. 23. Almost there. So so this one starts at 11 and it spans 4. And 11 spans 3. And then this one starts at 11 span 4, yep, and 14 span 2. 14 span 2. Yeah, this one over here. Perfect. Then these guys go all the way, and then we're over to this one right at the end here. So 25. And so this one starts, 15 goes to 17, 15 span 2, and it starts also at 14, and it spans 1, 2, 3. 14 spans 3. And now we're down here in the corner. 26. Okay. 1 span 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1 span 3, 15 span 2, and now it's the black one here, so it starts at 4, spans 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. Starts at 4, spans 7, 16, to 17. Whoops. And this little guy starts at 11 and spans 4. 11, whoops. 11 spans 4. And same as above. Woof. Let's look what we have. I think we did it. Move my camera out the way here. Yep, looks like we did it. Okay, that is the first iteration. There it is. It works. Okay, so that is one way of achieving that. Let's look at the next way. So let's jump over to comment this one out, bring this one back in, and so this time we're in here. So if we go back, oh no, we're back to just our lines. That's okay. Let's do it. So this time, what we're going to do over here is instead of having these two, we're going to use grid template areas. So grid template areas. And now we're going to jump into some ASCII art. So what we're going to do is each block we'll do B and the number. Okay, so how this works is, oops, wrong CSS file, let me move that over. So if we do B001, then imagine this being B001, and so it's just this. And now this is B002, and we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, right? So B002, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And then, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have 5, and we want 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So let's copy 4 of these. 5. Oh, there's a quicker way to do that. 5. Right, 6, 7. So 7, we want 4 of it as well. So let's go here. And then 7. And then we want 2 of, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 9s. Okay. All right. So if we leave it at that, now what we want to do is we want to tell the browser how we want to associate these with actual elements on our page, right? So block 001 would have grid area B001, and then obviously block 002 will have grid B002, and then we have 5. So we could do that and say 5, and then we have 7. 7, 7, and 9. So let's jump over to the browser, and now we can start to see things slowly starting to take shape. And you can see the browser trying to figure out all the rest. So 1, 2, 5, 7, 9. So the colors doesn't look right to me, or are they? Let me just, before I say that, yes, they are black, gray, 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 yellow. So black, gray, 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 yellow. Okay, nice. So let's do our second row. So what we'll do is we'll take this, go down here, and we'll do that. So yes, we want, a first one is still B001, but now we have not 2, but 3. So we want 2 003s here. So we'll take 2 of them and make it 3. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We want 3 of them. So, oops, no, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want 5, 4 of 5. So we can leave them 1, 2, 3, 4. And then same thing for 7, same thing for that one. But now we do not have a 3 yet. So we need to fill that one in. So 3, and we don't have a 4 yet. So we need to create that one. 4. And now we have everything there. So we go back. Now we can start to see things taking shape, right? So we haven't gotten to these 2 yet. We're going to get to them in a second. So let's duplicate that. We still have 1, and then we have 3, and then we have 4, and then now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 6. So now over here, under 5, yes. So for the length of 5, we actually want to make this 6. And for the length of 7, 7, we want to make that 8. And then this one stays the same. And then let's duplicate that again. But now let's just fill in the missing pieces. So what we added new was 6 and 8. So we don't have 6. 6. And we don't have 8. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have B001, B003 twice, 4 3 times, and then yellow 4 times, purple, and yellow again. Nice. So we can see here is our, that one, these two stacked, and the yellow at the end. Right, so we have our first row done again. So now we're going to move on to the next set. So let's duplicate this one again and then get rid of it there. Now, of course, we don't want 00 B001. Now we have 7, so we want 8. So this turns into 8, which we do have, interestingly enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, it's 10. My bad. I thought that was a bit weird. So 10 over here. And then 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 11s. So 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And then, so 12 will be 4 of them. So 12, and then 13, and then we have 14 here, 14, and 15. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes. Okay, so what are we missing? So we don't have 10. So we have all the way up to 9, so we don't have 10. We don't have 11. We don't have 12, 13, 14, 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes. So let's create all of them. 11, oops. 12, 13, 14, 15. Woof. All right. Let's go back up. So let's do another row, and we're starting off with 10 again. It's actually exactly the same all the way through, and we can duplicate it again, and it's going to stay the same still. And now when we duplicate again, now things are starting to change. So now we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 16. And then we have 17, 4 of them. And then we have 4 again of 18. 18. And then we're back in there, right? And we can see that we can duplicate it twice and we're still in business. So, oops, wrong one. Where's my cursor? There it is. Okay, and now we've introduced 16, 17, and 18, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 16, 16, 17, and 18. Where are we at? Okay, boom, 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 da-da, da-da, and these guys. Okay, let's move on to the next line. Let's go back up, duplicate. All right, so we are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 7 rows down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're done. So now 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What am I doing? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Yes, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, 19. So this is 19, as is this, as is this. 1, 2, 3. And then we have 20, which is 3 times. 20, 21, 1, 2, 1, 4 times. 21, 22, 4 times again. 22, and then those remain the same. So what we've introduced now is 19, 20, 21, 22. To keep your head about you for this. 19, 20, 20, 21, 22. Okay. Right. And then, of course, if we look through, we can see we can duplicate this 3 times, so 2 more times. Did I do it too many times now? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. So we're at 1, 2, 3. So we're down here now. Okay. So at 14. So we'll duplicate this again, and then this one stays there. The red stays there. So 3, 20, and then at 21 we're going to start changing. So this is going to become. So this was 19, 20, 21. 22, 23, 24. I messed up. Let's just keep going. Let's see what I did here. 21. Let's just see. 19, 20, 21. Yeah. And then 22, 23. So this should be 23. This should be 23. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then this will be 24. Yeah, so let's add 23 in here. I think I'm getting it right. We will see soon. Okay, so 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Now here's where we change. 1, 2, 3. So this is 19, 20, 21, 22. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 22, 22, 23. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 20. Whoops. 24. And then we have 25. 2 25s here at the end. 25, 25. 23, 24. Seeing that I'm just going at it now. Let me just put all of them here, and then we can focus at the top. 25, 26, 7, 28. Okay, that's all our blocks mapped. Now we were here. So if we go back, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 26, and it goes for 3. Okay. Okay, and then 20 still continues for this row. So does the purple, so does the yellow, so does the last one. Okay, duplicate once more. So we have 26 again, then 27 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it starts at 4. Yeah, 27, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 28, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 28. And then ending with 25 again. Did we do it? So oh, there's a bit of a mess here with the colors. See, like here, the colors are wrong. How easy is it going to be to fix that? Oh, so those two need to swap. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, no, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12, here's 12. So 12. Oh no, I think I messed up again. Twelve. Okay. I don't know I have a red over there. There's the red there. I'm not sure. Okay. I think the layout, the colors might be a little mixed up, but and we can fix that if we keep messing around with it. But I almost feel like maybe it's in the HTML that it's wrong now. But the layout is pretty much there. So, I mean, the layout matches, right? So when do you choose which? I mean, whatever makes the most sense to you and will therefore make the code most maintainable. I mean, for me, this is getting hairy, right? Somewhere where this is really useful is with your classic layouts where you have, for example, a header and then maybe a sidebar, a content area, maybe you have two little sidebars on that side and a footer at the bottom. In those instances, this can be super useful. So while it kind of felt like we were going really fast with this one at some point because there was a lot of copy and pasting. Now if you start looking at like everything kind of blends together and it's really hard to tell which is which, where is what's happening here kind of thing. I feel like I find this more intuitive to reason about for this specific complex, like let's be honest, complex layout. So the other cool thing about this is if you look at the responsiveness here, that is pretty amazing, right? That's not something you can just, that is just so cool. There's no breakpoints here. Everything just smoothly resizes. What else can we do with this? Now that we have this intricate layout, we just don't want a bunch of colored boxes. Let's switch back to the other one. It doesn't matter which one of these you do, what I'm going to do next, but I just want to switch to this one. So let's switch back to this one. And now I'm going to do something. So we're going to go back here, and then in our block, we're going to say filter, and our filter, this is where some of these things are going to come in now. We're going to say sepia 100%. What has this done? Well, now this is sepia toned all of our blocks. Okay, now we're going to say when you hover or when focus visible, which is if a cell, so one of the links is focused by using the keyboard, right? We're going to say filter sepia 0%. So now as you move over these, it changes to the actual color below it, right? Next thing we're going to do is you will see we have this outline here. So why outline? Well, if you add a border to these individual blocks, whenever you add a border, everything is going to shift around. When you add an outline, it kind of sits on top. So that's why I'm choosing to use outline over a border here. So outline, and then we're going to use our custom property there. So now you can see what that does. But you can see there's some places where it's a little funky, and the reason is because of our Z index, and that's why we have this bring to front here. So we're going to give this a Z index with our custom property. So now as we hover over, you can see it's always on top. Okay, one more thing, and that is our transition. And we're going to use our transition from here, which is the filter 0.3, so 300 milliseconds, ease in, ease out. So now you can see how those colors are animating in over that period of time. Let's do one more thing. So let's add a little bit of JavaScript. So what I'm going to add here, and I'll walk through the script with you now. So JS, I do think it's main.js. Yes. So let's look what this does. So I create an array from document or query selector all blocks. I'm getting all the blocks, which gives us a node list. We want to turn that into array so we can use all our array functions on there. So we do array.from, pass that in, we get our blocks. Cool. And then we're going to call render. And what render is going to do is it's going to await and it's going to call this getImages function. This is using this pixum.photos, which is an open API you can use, and it underneath queries Unsplash again. It's going to return us a bunch of images. We've set the limit here to 28, which is the same as the number of columns we have. We're going to get our response back, which is our image list. We're going to map that, grabbing out the author, the download URL, and the view URL. And we're just putting that in a try catch so we can handle our, if there's an error here. Unfortunately, this doesn't give us alt text. So if it gave us alt text, we could use that. But for now, we're basically going to set a title attribute on our anchor link. And we're going to, well, let's just show it. So for each of our blocks, we're going to go through and we're going to set the background image to the download URL. We're going to set the title to artist, and then with the author that we got here, and on Unsplash. And then for the href, the value of our href, we're going to click the view, which is when you click it, it's going to take us to Unsplash, where you can see this photo on Unsplash. So the download URL is just the image, which is exactly what we want, but the view URL is the actual Unsplash URL. So now with all of this in place, when we go here, we have a super nice photo grid. And if you use your keyboard, then you can see that focus visible kicking in. And now these things are nicely animating in from sepia to the actual color. And when you click, it takes us through to the page on Unsplash. And of course, if you hover a little bit, you'll see artist Paul Jarvis on Unsplash. Paul Jarvis, Alejandro Escamilla on Unsplash. So those are two ways to take composition A, turn it into a CSS grid, and then turn that into a super nice, I think, photo grid. The cool thing again is just look at this super nice responsiveness that you get. These images are just, because I'm using, let me quickly show you here, background size cover, right? So, and as you can see, super nice. So this is a GitHub repository as per usual, so you can find all the code on GitHub. I will link it in the description. Let me know your thoughts. If you make something similar, please share it with me. I would love to see it. If you have other ways that you're going to approach this, please share those as well, whether it's a GitHub thing, a URL, a code pin, doesn't matter. I would love to see what you make. This is a little bit of fun, but also a way to learn CSS Grid, and also see an instance where definitely Flexbox would have been the wrong choice. You would not be able to do this with Flexbox. This is Grid. This is the power of Grid. So I hope you enjoyed this. I loved making this. And until the next one, like this one if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more of this kind of stuff. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions, thoughts, whatever. And until the next time, peace.